What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy, Jeremy Frazier, aka That Financial Guy, back at it again with another video. And for today's topic, I want to talk about entrepreneurship and employment. Um, for me, I think it's important to understand what is beneficial for each person because we're all unique. And if we look at it at surface level, 90% of us, including me, are employees. So this conversation doesn't apply on a 50-50 scale. But I think it's important to realize and understand a couple of things, especially after this rough year of 2020, how we can have such stability in our jobs, in our careers, and then they no snap, our jobs are gone. And I think that's one of the things that was never an issue when it came to employment until we see situations like this. And I think it's important to understand that as good as a job can be for you, your fate is determined by someone else who, if that company bellies up, they'll probably still be good and their family will be taken care of. Because when you're on the top of the totem pole, you're getting way more money than someone that's in the middle level or even lower levels. And that doesn't mean you're not important if you're on a middle or lower level. That just means you're not going to be compensated on the same level as an executive or a CEO. But instead of me just focusing on the negative aspects of a job, let's talk about the positivity in having a job. You know, every 2 weeks you're gonna get a paycheck. You need that paycheck, and you know it's gonna come as long as you put in your hours and you do your work and you do your job at least at a mediocre level or above. You're gonna get that paycheck. When it comes to medical issues, if you get sick or if you hurt yourself and break a bone, most major companies have a very good medical benefits package, which means you can take care of yourself without worrying about losing your job, and that's glorious. And then even from a 401k perspective, you can have money that a company matches and be able to have extra money so you can be preparing yourself for retirement. Granted, we don't have pensions anymore, which is a guaranteed salary every 2 weeks like you were when you were working. After you retire, 401k is in the fate of your own hands. What you put into there is what you're going to get back. So that's tough nowadays for us younger people. But as good and as these things are, we've just realized that all those things can be taken away from us when the world is in turmoil, when things get shaken up, when you have a pandemic like the coronavirus. And that doesn't mean you should never work for someone again, but that means you should have a backup plan. And as long as you're allowing someone else to make sure that you're good, there's always going to be that what if something bad goes wrong. Because for me, I look back at some really big companies like Sears and Toys R Us that were extremely successful for many years and just bellied up. And that just goes to show you, even some Fortune 500 companies can be dismantled as time goes on. So even with those kind of companies, you're not safe. So Jeremy, so what are you implying? Are you saying 90% of us should go be an entrepreneur? Absolutely not. You have to evaluate your life. If you have kids, if you have a wife, that consistent money may make or break you. And guess what? Entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. But for that few 10% of this country who are entrepreneurs, the rewards and benefits of that trump being an employee by far. When I'm talking about, you can make your own schedule, work from where you want to work. You determine your success rate. There's no glass ceiling. When your company does well, you can compensate yourself as much as your company has done well. You do well on a job, you get a pat on the back, a thank you email, and that's it. With entrepreneurship, you can put yourself in a situation where you can build generational wealth. Now, I'm not saying that's not possible with employment, but let's be real. Only 10% of this country makes six figures or more. Only 5% of this country makes 300K or more. Most of us, the median salary is $50,000. So reality is most of us will never hit a mark where we're going to be rich from working for someone else. So is it possible? Absolutely. But more or less it's not likely. Now, obviously, for entrepreneurship, there's great chances for you to fail, but failure is really the essence of you quitting and no longer pursuing that success that can come with entrepreneurship. So, Jeremy, what do? I don't want to lose my job. I need this money, but I want to have those benefits that come with entrepreneurship. Well, you can do what I'm doing. With the extra time and money that you have, invest that into some sort of business, into some sort of asset like stocks, cryptocurrency, drop shipping, whatever it is for you. Invest your money and use your time to educate yourself outside of work in order to be able to release yourself from work. Your job is an asset. Every 2 weeks you get money. Take that money, go invest it. Take that money and multiply it. Learn how to make your money work for you. Don't fall for the rat race. Don't fall for the trap. Don't go charging up stuff on credit cards. Don't be buying these nice fancy cars, these huge houses, and taking every penny that you have from work and giving it to someone else. Because when you do that, now you're a slave to the company. You don't have any options because you need that money every 2 weeks in order to sustain your lifestyle. So do your best to stay out of debt and use the money that you're making to take care of your necessities, but then use it to also build assets. So for me, the ultimate game was always to transition from corporate America to entrepreneurship. The question is, what is that number for me? What can I say I'm comfortable making consistently as an entrepreneur for me to say I'm going to take myself out of corporate? And once I hit that number, which varies for each person, then I'm going to transition to being a boss for myself, by myself. So hopefully this helps you with the decisions you're trying to make on whether you want to stay an employee or being an entrepreneur or being an employee, whatever works for you. So if you have any questions to get in more depth about this, feel free to hit me up. Appreciate you guys. I'm out.
Put that work in.
Put that work in, put that work in.
What?
Put that work in, put that work in. Put that work in, put that work in.
Put that work in.
But put that work in, put that
They
work
got to
in.
catch up.
Cause I'm too fast like Usain. Don't put me in no one-on-one, get cooked up. Well done, came about that low pond, but now I'm swimming with